UJCBE, we believe that if our community is strong, we are strong. And so we are trying to take small steps to grow the muscle to really have huge social impact. Today, together with Community Hours, we are making sandwiches for those in need. 2018 marks 100 years since Mandela's birth. And so in the centenary, and the theme being action against poverty, we've made sure to go for no hunger to be one of the themes underneath that. Again, making a sandwich seems like a very small, non-sustainable thing, but today is about building a culture within UJ and outside of UJ to drive the change we want to see.
We're here today to celebrate Madiba's centenary. It's been 100 years since his birth, and we're here to truly give back, and I think it's to celebrate his life the way he lived it. And in order to do that, we are giving to those less fortunate. There are so many people in need who go day in and day out without food.
In its essence, UJ came to be because there was a need in the community for tertiary education. So as a staff complement of the CBE, we should always remember that that is what we keep ourselves busy with every day: social impact and social change. Having said that, we shouldn't forget that we are modeling something to our students as well. If we want to say we are sending out community-minded decision makers into the marketplace, then we need to model that in what we do additionally and how we respond to the very current and relevant needs in our communities and in South Africa. So I can easily say that we're very privileged to work with people who are responsive to need, who are teachable, who are movable, and we have so many smaller projects within the CBE, and today is all about unifying some of those projects and building that culture of volunteerism strong in our CBE.
What are the markings of a great graduate? Annually, the College of Business and Economics graduates about 5,500 students, and it's important to understand that you can't solve the big problems in life on your own. That's why you take in the legacy of Madiba, hands with others to get the great things done. And that's why community service and being of meaning to others is of vital importance in our teaching, our learning, our research, and actually the manner in which we apply our hands and our hearts and our heads to create a better future.
Behind me you can see our CBE volunteer army hard at work. We've got 4 volunteer sessions today, about 62 volunteers per session, making sure that we've got sandwiches done, that we have them packed in a certain way, that we be very responsible with the hygiene of this project, and then sending them out to the community. We want to make sure to be responsible about this project in every way. We want to make sure that it's done hygienically, we want to make sure that it's done sustainably, we want to make sure that the organizations get a good product at the end of the day. So you can see the lovely hair nets that everyone's wearing, making sure that we're sanitizing every now and again. But we've got about 300 volunteers today committing their time on Mandela Day 2018. What I love about this is it's an open event. Yes, it's a CBE event, but we also make sure to include businesses and individuals from the communities if they wanted to be part of this event through a Quicket sign up. So I think, you know, the CBE and UJ is all about partnering to make sure that we have the impact that we need to have and that we play a big enough role in the change that we need to see. We have our staff and volunteers committing time today to making these sandwiches that will be distributed by Meals on Wheels to the organizations and the shelters in the area. Our first thought was to serve our UJ students, but because it's still recess, they aren't here yet. So for those that are here, we're making sure to look after them, but the organizations in the area are benefiting from this today. We know that there's 3 pillars in this university: research, teaching and learning, and community engagement. And the more we build this muscle and become stronger, we are going to learn how to integrate these for the benefit of the university in terms of research and teaching and learning, and certainly our students and ourselves as well. And I think we're looking forward to the impact that this is going to have today, tomorrow, but also in years to come when it comes to our volunteer culture. I guess what we're also trying to do today is to stir something within our volunteers. We want to ask questions like, what moves you? What causes are close to your heart? Do you feel like we are doing enough? Do you feel like you are doing enough? And what can us as the CBE do to enable the impact that you'd like to see? So we're expectant at what the volunteers will give us today and the causes that will be highlighted for us to take action on.
We get to spend time with others that are less fortunate, and we're able to give back. So the main point, we're here to give back and show our appreciation of how much he has done for us in the past, and as we as the next generation continue to do great things for Madiba.
We are making sandwiches and we are loving it and we're enjoying it. We were volunteers and we're volunteering on behalf of the Mandela Week.
We know that Madiba stood for non-inequality, and he also stood for people coming together as a community. So that's why we're here to also give back.
Part of my 67 minutes for Nelson Mandela Day, for what he did for our country, I'd like to give back to people that are less fortunate and don't have food to eat today. So
I'm very glad to be here to take my 62nd minutes to help the children in need. I'm very glad of this day today that Papa have left us. So in this 100 years of Nelson Mandela, I just want to say to everyone, do a little bit something out there to enjoy this amazing day.
This day is very important to us because it symbolizes, our humanity to people. While we should serve people, we should sacrifice ourselves and serve others.
And today we're giving to those who would ordinarily not have a meal. So we're making over 2,000 sandwiches. We've got 7 other activations throughout Joburg where we're making sleeping bags to give to the homeless so that they don't have to spend a night in the cold, as well as sandwiches. In total, we're going to be making 8,000 sandwiches, which are going to come here. And when I say that we are living in Madiba's image, we are literally creating a huge pile of sandwiches just on that sheet over there in the image of Mandela. And importantly, I'd just like to thank firstly UJ for the use of their premises and for having us here today, and for everything else that you guys have done. It's such an incredible venue, and just for making this all happen. I'd also like to thank Meals on Wheels for coming through and giving of your time. The volunteers have been fantastic, as well as the volunteers from Community Hours. It really has so far been such a special day, and I have no doubt that it's just only going to get better. So thank you to everyone who was involved, and especially UJ.